Erica Schlick joins us. She is a health coach, a blogger, and a cookbook author. Let's talk about your cookbook for a second. Which came first, the travel aspect, the recipes? How did you match up the travel with the recipes?
Well, the travel absolutely came first. I used to do a lot of traveling, and in 2012, I got sick with Lyme disease. And one of my first misdiagnoses, well, real diagnosis, but it wasn't quite Lyme yet, is that I had celiac disease. So diet was one of the first things that I changed. And when I used to travel, I used to be able to eat whatever I wanted. I never had to question it. And once I was celiac, I had to be very, very careful what I ate, and a lot of things were off the table. So that's where my cookbook came about. It was a way to recreate a lot of those amazing recipes I had on my travels that I couldn't eat anymore, and create a healthy and paleo version of them that I could enjoy.
Including potato salad?
Potato salad. It's a little gray area with the potatoes, but a lot of paleo people do eat them, but we're going to be using really clean ingredients to make the rest of the salad, which can be a little problematic if you buy a store-bought potato salad. It can have a lot of sugars, a lot of bad oils in them, so this is as clean as it's going to get.
Well, I've noticed when my wife has me pick up a salad at a grocery store, like, why is the ingredient list that long? It stops being real things real fast.
It definitely does, and a lot of sugar, a lot of extra things in there that you don't need in a simple salad.
Okay, so what do we need to do?
So today we're going to be, we've got our potatoes that are already cooked. So I boiled these for about 20 minutes until they were tender, and I cubed them and let them cool. And we're going to start by making kind of the dressing that goes into the salad. So I have about 1.5 cups of mayo, and it's really important to use a clean mayo. I use one that has avocado oil. A lot of times they have a lot of canola oil or soy oil. So you really want to make sure you use one with either olive oil only or avocado oil only. And we're going to be adding in about 1 tablespoon of mustard. And that's going to give it a nice little zing. And then we've got about 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. We've got 1 teaspoon of onion powder as well. And we've got a little bit of sea salt that I'm just going to sprinkle in there. And I like to add some fresh dill. I always love cooking with a lot of fresh herbs. So that's
Is that your dill?
That is my dill, right from my garden. So it's as fresh as it gets. So we're just going to go ahead and mix this a little bit. You don't need to overly mix it, because we're going to add it to our salad here in just a second. And now we're going to do the potato salad. So I've got the potatoes, and I love to add green olives. This is not something that's typically in a potato salad, but I feel like it gives it a really nice briny flavor. And I've got 3 hard-boiled eggs that have been chopped. So we're going to go ahead and add that. And I've got some celery, and the celery gives it a really, really nice crunch. And you just want to cut this all to be kind of bite-sized pieces. And now we'll just give this a quick combination here, just to like get some of the chunks mixed in there, but you don't have to do too much just yet, because now we're going to add our dressing with the mayo. And it's pretty simple. You just put it on there, and then we're going to start to mix this in, and our salad will be ready to enjoy.
Well, I'm guessing you don't want to overmix it, because you don't want to break down the potatoes. You still want them to maintain their shape, right?
Exactly. And you want to cook them so they're not completely well done, so that they don't start to kind of fall apart in the recipe. You want them to be a little bit firm, but no one wants undercooked potatoes anyway. So it's a fine line that you got to get. But yeah, that's it. Our dressing mixes in fairly easily. And depending on how much mayo you like, you can go a little lighter, you can go a little heavier, depending on what your personal preference is. But it's pretty simple. Our salad is mixed, ready to go. And you have some options. You can either top it with a little bit of crumpled bacon, cooked bacon, or you can also do some chives on it as well. So depending on if you want to keep it plant-based, or, you know, add a little bit of bacon, that's
sure
good too.
Do some varieties of potato lend themselves better to this recipe than others?
I like to use Yukon Gold potatoes. I think the flavor is really good, and the size is manageable to work with, but you can use red potatoes. You can use any kind of potato you want.
Obviously, you've done a very, very good job at restructuring your diet so you can still enjoy certain foods. Have you had some frustration or any issues with like substitutions, or just some area of flavor that you're lacking?
Honestly, I've been able to recreate most of it. I would say things like, you know, getting something that's like very gluten-based, like a spanakopita or like a phyllo dough or things like that, I haven't been able to find. So that one is like, I love like baklava and like spanakopita and things like that really flaky pastry. That's something that I'm still on a mission to find and recreate. But otherwise, for the most part, you know, most things, there's a lot of brands out there that are creating like really safe, clean options. There's a lot of people eating gluten-free these days, so it's pretty easy to find most things that you need. And I tend to stick to more whole foods and whole ingredients and using really fresh foods. And once you kind of switch to that, you don't really need all those other extra flavors and seasonings that come in a package for the most part.
Sure, that makes sense. Where can we find your book, Wandering Palate?
Absolutely. My cookbook is available on my website. It's thetrailtohealth.com, and it's also available on Amazon.
We will put that link on ours, indystyle.tv. Erica, great to talk with you. Great recipe, and I wish you the best of luck in that mission of yours.
Thank you.